Hey everybody, this is Dan from BeAGameCharacter.com, and today we're going to talk about pull-ups and pull-up progressions. Alright? Now, the pull-up is a very difficult body weight exercise, but it's also one of the best ones you can do. When you learn how to do it properly, it's a great exercise for your upper body, especially your back and your arms, alright? But the back in particular. Your back is one of the biggest groups of muscles on your body. It kind of anchors everything else that you do. So having a strong back can make you stronger in a lot of other areas too. Alright, but like I said, it's very difficult for some people to work up to the pull-up. It's a very demanding exercise, even more so than the push-up, which is the other kind of basic foundation of body weight exercises. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is called chair-assisted pull-ups. Okay, if you're pretty close to doing a pull-up but you still have a hard time with it, this is what you're going to do. Alright, you can see I've got my pull-up bar here. Now, this is just a standard pull-up bar. I've got them linked from every workout that uses pull-ups on it. It's got, different grips on it for different styles of pull-ups and chin-ups on it. And I also went to the hardware store and I picked up some braided rope and a couple of pieces of PVC pipe to work as handles for other exercises. We'll see what we're going to do with those in a minute. Okay, but so for starters, the chair-assisted pull-up, okay, all you're going to do is you're going to find a chair, like so. Alright, you're going to put it under your chin-up bar. And what you're going to do is you're going to stand on the chair, so, if you're standing up completely, you're in an upright position, like at the peak of your pull-up, up here. Okay? So then what you're going to do is you're going to relax your body, relax your legs, and you're going to let your body's weight kind of rest on the chair. Okay? So now here I am hanging, but I'm not actually hanging. I've got most of my body weight supported by the chair. And now when you pull up, you want to add just enough push from your legs to get yourself up and over the top and back down again. Okay? This is really a judgment call on your part. You want to get as little pressure off your legs as possible as you're doing this so that you can work your arms more. Alright, the idea is that you need the chair less and less for your pull-up or your chin-up so you can eventually work your way up to doing it completely free hanging. Okay? Now, there's a couple of different styles of pull-up and chin-up you can do. The first, the overhand pull-up, is the one that I recommend. That works the back the most. Okay, the next is the chin-up, which is hands under, like this, palms towards you. Those tend to work your biceps a bit more, your back a little bit less. Alright, and finally there's the hammer grip, which is kind of the halfway point between both. It works your biceps okay, it works your back okay. It doesn't isolate the muscles quite as well as either other one does. But, you got your overhand with the pull-up, underhand with the chin-up, then the hammer grip. Okay, so chair-assisted is basically where you start at if you're pretty close but you can't quite get there, okay? And you do that for as many reps as the workout recommends, okay? If the chair assisted is hard, the next thing you go down to is just the decline, okay? Which is where you start high and you clench your muscles and you try and lower yourself as slowly as possible, okay? Using your arms as much as possible. Your legs are kind of there just to catch you, all right? That's a decline or reverse pull-up, all right? That'll still work the same muscles. It'll get you built up to it. Okay? If you're still having a hard time, we're going to move on to our next exercise, which is going to use these rings right here. So the next progression we're going to work on, if you have a hard time with even the chair-assisted or the decline pull-ups, we're going to work on basically what are called inverted body weight rows, which sound kind of funky, but basically all this is a reverse push-up. Okay? You'll see these also as a standalone exercise in a lot of the workouts as well. They don't work quite the same muscle groups as the chin-up or the pull-up, but they get you close to it and they work a little bit different groups anyway. So what you're going to do is you're going to find a table or you're going to get some ropes attached to your chin-up bar like this. Okay, a table works just as well though. If you don't want to buy the fancy equipment right off the bat, you can just use a good sturdy table and grab the underside of it, alright? And you're going to scoot your butt out and basically you want to keep your body rigid like a push-up, alright? I'm resting on my heels right now, my butt's off the ground, my body is flat. Alright, and you're going to pull yourself up and back down again. Okay, up and down. If even that is a hard time, which is fine, you want to scooch up so that you're sitting, okay? And do seated rows, okay, where you're going to sit with your butt on the ground. And then all you're doing is pulling yourself up as much as you can with most of your leg and body weight resting out on the ground in front of you. Okay, you're going to pull yourself up and down like that. You can work your way up to the body weight rows, like this. And finally, work yourself all the way up to the chair-assisted pull-up and eventually a full pull-up. It's not easy, and that's okay. It might take you a while, and that's okay too. It's worth it. These are some of the best exercises you can do for your back and your body. All right, these combined with push-ups hit basically all the major muscle groups from your waist up. So it's worth learning and it's worth working on them. Alright, so finally here you are. Okay, you've gotten your body weight rows down, you've got your chair assisted pull-ups, you're ready to do the full-on pull-up, okay? Here's some proper form for you. You want to get your hands a little more than shoulder width apart. Now this bar is nice because it's got markings and padding for where my hands should go for each style of pull-up. Okay, a little more than shoulder width apart, thumbs away from you, and wrap your hands around the bar like this. Alright, so you get a good strong grip. And from here, you go to a dead hang, and then pull yourself all the way up, and all the way back down. Alright, try not to cheat yourself on the range of motion. What I mean by that is, let your arms get all the way straight before you pull yourself all the way back up again. Otherwise, you're not working the full range of motion, you're not getting the full work on your muscles as you would if you did the full range of motion on it. It makes it harder, but it makes it worth it. So again, here, you go all the way up, all the way back down, and all the way up again, for as many as you need. Okay, that's the overhand, that's the pull-up. The chin-up is the underhand, like this. And again, that works your biceps a little bit more, okay, it works your back a little bit less. And then finally there's the hammer grip, which is kind of the in-between. Now when you get really good at these, you can move on to stuff like weighted chin-ups, where you put weight on your back, or you put a weighted vest on, or one-arm chin-ups, if you get really good, one-arm chin-ups and pull-ups. Very difficult, but also excellent. And then you can't do it with this style chin-up bar, but there's also something called a muscle-up, which I'll show in another video sometime. Then you do a playground workout video, because for those you need a freestanding chin-up bar, where you can actually pull yourself up, and a muscle-up is you pull up, and you have enough momentum that you continue on, and you push up on top of the bar like that. Okay? But for now, that's our basic body weight rows and pull-up progression video. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to go check out the blog, and please subscribe, and continue to live boldly, change the world, and continue to be awesome. Thanks, and have a great day.